Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Kalispera σας. You and I live in a world where information has been wholly democratized. And the world is literally in our hands. This screen is a window to the world. From stars walking the red carpet in Los Angeles to fishermen being plucking desperate souls from the sea not far from here. We can see all of this, but people can also see you. The perception of Greece and Greeks these past years has rarely been lower since time began. They see crisis, they see ineptitude, they see resignation, and they see defeat. But this is not what I see. This is not my experience of Greeks, especially young Greeks. I see a lake of deep human talent. Many, many young people desperate for the opportunity just to have the opportunity. Those that are given it excel and constantly raise the bar of excellence in our world, making something out of nothing, working all hours of the day, operating with philotimo and a sense of decency and ethics, proving the naysayers and the non-believers wrong every step of the way. I see young men and women who define themselves by the difficulties they face, whose gratitude for the opportunity granted is a burden, and whose absolute dedication to their work is a given. Now, these are not loose comments, empty theories, or false illusions. They are facts and realities in our world. Facts and realities. Now, let me describe to you one of the sources of my confidence. Now, one of the proudest social programs we have in our group is the Global Internship Program. We now take 130 students every year who are given the opportunity to work in one of the companies of our group around the world. The students that come into the program always leave standing taller than when they started. They are empowered. They are shown what is possible, mentored, led, allowed to fail. For we all fail. It is not failure that is the key, it is what you do once you've failed, how you react to it. And being allowed to fail is actually part of being empowered. Aside from anything, be sure that if you are making new mistakes, de facto you are progressing in life. And to all the women out there today, I want you to know that more than 50% of our interns are women. Something I'm very proud of. But I would like to tell you one of the stories as to why we were inspired to create the program. A story that embodies, to me, precisely the values we wanted to invoke. Hope, opportunity, courage, philotimo, commitment. A story of Greek values. Greek values have been diluted much during these years of crisis. This is a reminder of what they are. So in the summer of 2011, 5 years ago, a young 25-year-old man named Fanis, who was working at my brother's house in Chios, approached him on the last day of his job. Kyrie Logotheti, Mr. Logothetis, would you have 10 minutes to meet with me? My brother said, of course, yes. Shall we meet now? Fanis said, no, I need 10 minutes. So my brother said, okay, no problem, I'll wait for you. So Fanis disappears. He then reappears 10 minutes later, showered, shaven, a briefcase in his hand, wearing a suit. And he says, Mr. Logothetis, I took this job for 8 weeks in order to meet you now for 10 minutes. I'm an engineer trained in America. I put myself through university there. My brother Aleko worked at night to help pay the tuition. I'm a very ambitious and dedicated person, but I have limited hope where I am. Please give me the opportunity to work in a group company of yours, anywhere in the world. I will work hard. I will be honest. I will not disappoint you. On the contrary, I will surprise you. My brother was naturally taken aback. Now, Fanis was given that opportunity. He is now a senior employee at a renewable energy business in our group. He spent some years in Latvia. He had dozens of people reporting to him. Now he's back in Greece, putting his knowledge to work back home. He was empowered. And look what happened. He was an unemployed student without a voice. He is now a leader with a voice. You see, we were simply unable to sit back and watch what was going on here in Greece without acting, doing, leading. We felt a duty to lead from the front and do what we could do. I really believe, as leaders, we have a duty to contribute back to society. I would encourage any business owner here today, anyone watching online, look into setting up your own internship program, especially in Greece. They are life-changing for the interns, but also for the companies who hire them. See, we can sometimes learn more from the young than we can from the old. The young can inject us with innovation. They can infect us with enthusiasm that is contagious. And one's outlook to life needs to evolve over the years and be adaptable. Young people teach us this. If you give young, hungry Greeks a chance, they will surprise you. I assure you. There are many Fanises out there waiting for that opportunity. In many ways today, the young men and the young women of Greece are the underdogs of the West right now. But you see, if you empower the underdog, then incredible miracles can happen. Those who have nothing will fight the hardest to get something. Those who have lost have a greater desire to win. Those who have been discouraged are motivated to prove the discouragers wrong. My family and I experienced that the best motivation is sometimes not to be believed in. We need those non-believers to give us the rocket fuel of motive to send our rocket ship to the moon. And given the opportunity, a grain of sand can become a pearl. And we live this time and time again in our world. Now, I also want to tell you about Nick Georgiou. Nick is a friend of mine for 35 years. He is the number 2 guy of the shipping business in our group. He has the one job in our group that you do not want. His days are a mixture of crisis and more crisis and more crisis. He only gets bad news. You see, he's the one that is called when something goes wrong on the ships. He works 16 hours a day, 6 days a week. But every single week, he finds 2 hours to sit with his interns, to educate them, inspire, and lead them. A mega giver and a micro taker. And Nick Georgiou is one of the many, many people in our world that deeply believes in the potential of young Greeks. This expression of selfless goodness, when under constant fire, is a great thing. Nick and Fanis, the leader and the ex-intern, both incubators of Philotimo, they produce it every day. And look what has happened. Now, ladies and gentlemen, in spite of the terrible crisis that has ravaged Greece these past years, I would like to try to put it into some form of historical perspective. I think that looking at the present through the lens of the past can be sobering and illuminating. Past generations have had to deal with wars, famine, occupation, midnight escapes, torture, and worse. There were limited freedoms, and freedom is not free. But let's talk of the freedoms that we have. Let's remind ourselves. Freedom to hope, freedom to believe, freedom to travel, freedom to aspire to be what you want to be, freedom for women to vote, freedom for women to work, freedom to pray, freedom to live in peace, freedom for someone like me to speak to you on a stage like this. Freedom for you to listen and agree or disagree as your heart tells you. Many freedoms that our ancestors have fought for, have been tortured for, have died for, and we can take for granted. Freedoms that can easily get blurred or obscured by the constant and continuing crisis. But is it not that the Greek spirit that has always fought through great crises? Were the 300 Spartans not fighting against no odds? What about the brave fighters who held the line in 1940 and whose actions changed the course of history for the better? The same genetic coding runs through your veins as theirs. Did they not believe in the improbable, thereby enabling them to achieve the impossible? So, a crisis is also an opportunity to define oneself, predominantly. The crises need not be earth-shaking. They could be everyday and commonplace. But it is also a chance, and as simple as potentially preserving and ensuring one's humility, sharpening one's brain, keeping one's family together, to having a daily reason to keep fighting. At the end of the day, I believe strongly, evolution is not effortless. Progress is not painless. It never has been, and it never will be. And, importantly, accepting that a worthy life is hard or difficult can paradoxically make it easier. Freedom is not free. Now, empowerment has been at the cornerstone of our own progress, as a family, as a business. Over control of people places a glass ceiling on possibility. Empowerment can place a cement floor under progress. Rendering responsibility nurtures maturity. How could we grow if we're not made responsible? To be at their best, people need to feel free and responsible, not controlled and watched. Now, the other inextricable element of empowerment is belief. When you believe in someone, you are giving them two gifts. The first is the gift of confidence. But the second is more nuanced. It is bestowing an expectation. You are setting the bar higher for someone. Something for people to aim for, to aspire to fight in the cause of. And you can empower others by simply believing in them. For the bridge of human possibility is constructed with the steel girders of belief. One of the greatest treasures that you can bequeath to your fellow man and woman is simply to believe in someone who is not believed in. So, to all the young Greeks here today, I would say this. To those who look down at you, say thank you for giving you the courage to stand tall. To those who don't believe in you, say thank you for giving you the adrenaline of motive to prove them wrong. To those who treat you badly, say thank you for teaching you the importance of treating everybody with respect. And know, I believe in you. My brothers believe in you. My family believes in you. Κάθε εμπόδιο για καλό. Ευχαριστώ.